But before I stopped the car, I heard this whomping sound, and that's why I thought I had a flat. But I couldn't understand because we just put new tires on, and it could have been making a noise or beating on his chest or the pole. It was only about probably 1 foot from the pole.
You hear, in this area, you hear noises at night, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
There
Lots
aren't
of
cougar
noises.
noises, there aren't bear noises.
No. There's no noise to describe it, really, because I just never heard anything like it. Cougars don't make that noise, bears don't, elk or moose or whatever else around.
Something else is out there.
There's something else out there, okay. And it's not just at night, it's in the daytime too, because they've been hearing them day, night, evening, mornings, even high noon.
Do you see things? Is it just the noise?
Noises mostly, other than when I've seen this creature down there. It's below Beacon Rock. There's a real wide shoulder just as you go across the bridge, and I just pulled up. I just knew I had a flat, but I couldn't understand. So I got out, and I always keep my right door locked. I get out on the left, and I go around with my back to the woods, and I look up and under my car, around the wheel, no flat. So I feel up in there, and while I'm feeling, I suddenly turn around and I'm face to face with him. I mean, it just felt like there was something staring at me, is why I looked.
And you were face to face with?
Eye to eye, just about 15 feet from me.
What was it?
I don't know. As far as I know, I suppose it'd be Bigfoot, but he was the biggest animal I've ever seen.
The monster that Mrs. Baxter saw was 12 feet tall, as tall as these bushes behind me. Her story is similar to dozens of others told every year in this area about people who got fleeting glimpses of the Bigfoot.
Well, the first thing we do naturally is sort of check on the people themselves. You have a lot of people who see things all the time. So before we really get serious about one of these reports, we assure ourselves that they're responsible people. And then our second step is to find out what they saw.
You've got a lot of experience as a reporter. What's your attitude about Sasquatch?
Well, I've been investigating these reports and so on, and it seems to me that there's a preponderance of evidence, and I'm, let's say, 95, 98% that there is such an animal. I want to see one, but I think there is.
Sheriff, you don't think that thing is a fake, right?
I think not. It has the possibility of being a real footprint.
What makes you think that might be a genuine footprint?
Well, as we discussed in the locality that this was found, and the area in which we picked this out of was not in a wide open area in which somebody would have free access all the way around, but near this landing site where the trucks drove in was off to the side of the road.
If you assume that is a real footprint, that means that somewhere in your county you must have somebody that can make that kind of footprint.
That's very possible.
Dark brown, with terrible glowing eyes. His head was sort of receded, I suppose that's the word. Big teeth, long hair, I suppose it was 3 or 4 inches long. And big wide shoulders, there was no neck. I mean, it just looked like its head set right in its shoulders. I don't know, I didn't stay around to look at it very long.
I would think that he is, if he is a humanoid type, that he's a shy creature, a harmless creature, one who wants to live his own life and keep away from people. Possibly an understandable attitude.
Kind of a likable animal.
I would think so.
Now, I have never seen it, and I've hunted in the woods for years. But on the other hand, I've never seen a cougar. And I felt, and the Board of County Commissioners felt, that we should protect this animal and also the lives of our local citizens. People coming into the area with guns and shooting at everything that moves, we might have a fatality.
I was skeptical to start with from the first report we've got, but after having taken this cast, which seemed to be very authentic to us,
Something is out there.
we think so.
Mr. Lundy, why did you pass the ordinance? What were the reasons you felt it was necessary to have such an ordinance?
Well, after the animal was first sighted, we had people coming in from the outside area with high-powered rifles and every means to kill the animal. Now, we had an expedition up here from Florida, and it's a scientific group of people and writers, and they've gone into our back area, and they feel very certain that there is an animal such as this.
In the course of this thing, we're going to talk to a lot of people who are going to say there's no such thing. That they work at universities in Seattle or in Portland. What's your reaction to those people who simply stand up and say, there's no pictures of it, it's not there?
I don't really know. After seeing it, I just can't help but believe there is, and I think they're crazy. They don't have such a broad enough mind about it.
There's simply no doubt in your mind there is something there. Something.
There is something, definitely. But put a name on it, I couldn't. It's big and it's terrible looking.